My name is Cary, and I'm very excited to finally be presenting my senior artist talk. I grew up in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and spent most of my childhood in the woods, with adult supervision of course, building forts out of sticks and things that I would find. I did this everywhere. In the house, I would create spaces under tables, in my closet, anywhere I thought I could put pillows and blankets and books, and create a space that made me comfortable. So naturally, I ended up with a desire to create spaces for others. By the end of this semester, I will graduate from Western Kentucky University with a bachelor's degree in architectural science and a bachelor's degree in visual studies. My work is very broad. I create objects, installations, designs, but in essence, all of my work seeks to set a tone and atmosphere. I think regardless if you create space or if you fill space, the thought process is very similar. My work deals specifically with the cycles of creation and destruction, which I also like to break down further into growth, transformation, and decay. I think it's fascinating that you can find this cycle anywhere you care to look. I'm really inspired by brutalist architecture and minimalist sculptures. I like the industrial aesthetic and geometry of work like that. Carl Andre's equivalent series is something that I think about pretty often. I like how modular all of those pieces are and how they fill a gallery. On the architecture side, Tadao Ando is someone that I really admire. His buildings are the kind that make you really appreciate the space you're in and how the forms move. I have 4 series in the senior exhibition, 2 of which are ongoing. The first ongoing series is titled Cavity, and it started off as a way for me to experiment with altering driftwood by taking out chunks and drilling holes. By cavity number 2, I simplified this idea down to just covering a piece of driftwood with tiny holes. This was inspired by termites and wood bees and other creatures that eat away at wood as part of their own cycles. I like how they transform their environment. The second ongoing series is titled Suburbia, and it represents suburban expansion by exponentially growing on these pavers. Each instance of suburbia uses laser-cut house shapes that increase by a power of 2. The current status is 8, and I'm working on expanding this further, and I'll go as long as I feel. My goal, though, is to fill a gallery space with these and have these towering house forms stacked on top of one another in blocks like streets. Like Cavity, this series started off playing with an idea, which shifted from creating 3D shapes from 2-dimensional objects. And now the goal is to create ludicrously large sculptures in the future. I don't feel like my pieces have to follow rigid rules to fit in these series, and I enjoy reimagining and redefining what the concepts behind these works represent. Growth is always important.